This video is about precious metals. We're going to be looking at silver and palladium and platinum, and we're going to be talking about what affects those markets, what uses those metals have, and we'll also look at some examples of how to invest or to trade in those metals. So do keep watching to the end of the video so that you get to hear about all that. Hello, I'm Peter Martin with Trading 212, and we add educational videos about the financial markets, about how to invest, how to trade to YouTube on a regular basis. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button, because that's just the easiest way to find out whenever we've added some new content. But in the previous video, we talked about gold, and we said that that was one of the most well-known commodities. Almost as well-known is silver. And just like gold, silver has at times in history been used to back paper money. So let's begin by talking about silver. Let's begin by talking about silver's properties, many of which are similar to the properties that we mentioned about gold in our previous video. First of all, silver is a lustrous metal. It's a shiny white metal. It polishes up nicely, and that would have contributed to its value since ancient times. It's also highly conductive, and it's soft. It can be easily shaped. It's malleable, and it's ductile, which means it can be drawn out, stretched, and it's also pretty rare, but it is more abundant than gold. And in fact, if you look at how much is mined each year, in 2018, it was about 27,000 tons of silver that were mined. That compares with about 3,300 tons of gold. So roughly about 8 times as much silver being mined in 2018 than there was gold. So let's run through some of silver's uses that stem from those properties we've just been talking about. And we have jewelry here, just as with gold, because of its rarity, its lustrousness, and its easy malleability and ductility. Silver has long been used to make into different types of jewelry. Silver also has quite significant use as silverware, cutlery, fine cutlery. It's also used to silver plate musical instruments. We have coinage, and historically silver has had a major usage in coinage, although gold has a long history of use as money. Before that, silver was a widespread type of coinage on which much international trade was based. In the UK, in fact, only moved to the gold standard in the 18th century and only officially in the 19th century, having previously utilized a silver standard. And then medicine. Silver actually has antibiotic properties that makes it very useful to use in various types of dressings for wounds, and it can be used in invasive medical applications and also in dentistry in amalgams. Silver historically had a major use in photography, for photographic emulsions. That has dwindled considerably with the advent of digital photography, of course. And then at the bottom here, we have electronics, which is a major use for silver because of its high electrical conductivity. It's very useful in electrical connectors, and it's also used to a significant degree in solar panels. What I thought might be interesting is to compare the price of silver to the price of gold. So here we are in Trading 212's web app. At the top of the screen, we have a weekly chart for spot silver. At the bottom of the screen, a weekly chart for spot gold. And they both go back the same amount of time. They both go back to July 2015. And we can see over that stretch of time that the two charts are broadly the same shape, suggesting that there has been some correlation over this stretch of time, which is interesting as they are subject to slightly different factors. For example, a much higher proportion of the silver mined each year goes into industrial uses than is the case for gold. If we look at the current price, we can see that gold is much more valuable than silver. Gold is trading around about $14.83, $14.84 per ounce, and silver at $17.6 per ounce. So gold worth about 83, 84 times as much as silver currently. Let's move on now to take a look at some more precious metals. Let's take a look at platinum and palladium. Now, I am, just because I don't have unlimited time, going to lump these two together a bit. So we're going to look at platinum and palladium at the same time, which isn't ideal because there are some major differences, but there are also some quite significant similarities. Now, they are both much more recently discovered than either silver or gold, which have been known since antiquity, with palladium only being discovered in the early 19th century. They're both silvery, soft metals that can and have been used in jewellery, platinum more so than palladium historically, although palladium is commonly added to gold nowadays to make white gold. Today, a major factor for both is that they behave as catalysts in certain chemical reactions. That is, they speed up certain chemical reactions, and stemming from that, they're both used in catalytic converters in the auto industry, and that has been significantly driving usage of these metals, particularly palladium. In fact, more than 80% of all palladium that is mined each year ends up in catalytic converters. And in recent years, the value of palladium has increased substantially. Let's talk a little bit about supply of platinum and palladium. Both are extremely rare. When we talked about how much silver was being produced in recent years, we're saying roughly 27,000 tons per year. With gold, it's more than 3,000 tons per year in recent years. With both these metals, it's somewhere in the region of roughly 200 tons per year being mined out of the ground. A significant amount is also recycled from catalytic converters, but we can see how much more rare these metals are in terms of what's being mined than gold or silver. And the vast majority of palladium is mined in just two countries, Russia and South Africa, dominating mining of palladium. And South Africa dominates by itself mining of platinum. And concerns over demand outstripping supply have seen palladium eclipse gold in value recently. So once again, here we are in the web app looking at all four metals that we've been talking about on this chart here. Silver and gold at the bottom, weekly charts there, and at the top, platinum and palladium. Platinum, we can see, is currently around about $940 per ounce, and therefore much more valuable than silver, but significantly lower in value than gold currently. Palladium, though, up at $1,754 per ounce, is significantly more expensive than gold, and it's been pushing upwards all the way back into 2018. We can see how its values rocketed there and has been eclipsing gold in that period. Let's quickly look at an example of placing a trade on spot silver. Here's a chart of spot silver. We can see that the price is currently around about $18 and that it dipped down to around about $17 an ounce there at the end of September. So let's open a detailed trade box and we can see the sell and the buy price. I'm going to put in my quantity as 100 and I'm going to put in a stop loss $1 away down at just above $17 per ounce. So let's confirm buy. We can see I'm risking just under £78. So just to quickly run through the numbers of what we've set up in this example, we were buying silver. It's a spot silver CFD. Because it's a CFD, we could have gone short as well if we thought the price was going to fall. But in this example, we bought, which means we expect the price to rise. We bought 100 watts, well, 100 troy ounces of silver at a price of $18.029 per troy ounce. Put a stop in at $17.029 per troy ounce, which means that if we were stopped at our stop level, we would lose $1 per ounce, and we did 100 ounces, so a loss of $100. Pound against the dollar exchange rate is roughly 1.29, and so my account being denominated in sterling, this shows as being around about £78. So let's complete the example by looking at a theoretical closing. So here's my opening. We bought 100 at $18.029 per ounce. Let's say that silver rises, I'm lucky enough to get it right, and I sell at 18.779. So it just goes up a little bit, and that's the sell price when I come to close. My profit, therefore, is my closing level minus my opening level, which is $0.75 per ounce, and multiply that by the 100 ounces I've got, and I make a profit of $75. At an exchange rate of around about 1.29, that is worth around about £58 of profit. Obviously, you need to take into account funding costs for any number of days that you'd held the position overnight. So that was looking at trading silver using a CFD. You could also invest in precious metals by getting involved in the stock market. One way would be to invest perhaps in mining companies that run mines in the particular metal you're interested in, or a more direct way would be to use ETFs, exchange traded funds. A number of silver ETFs are available with Trading 212, and you can also gain exposure using ETFs to platinum and palladium. So here we are in Trading 212's web app again. This time we're in the investment part of the app, and I've created a watch list pertaining to some precious metals that we've been talking about. I've got a couple of silver ETFs in there, and I've got this one here is called Wisdom Tree Physical Platinum, and this one at the bottom is Wisdom Tree Physical Palladium ETF. And I put Wisdom Tree Physical Palladium in the main charts here, and if I click on the I, we can see some information about that ETF, including the ISIN number, which is useful because you can Google it and read the specifics of that actual ETF, which is always an idea if you're considering investing in an ETF, just so that you can judge whether that fund matches your investment objectives. The marketing blurb, for example, for that fund reads that Wisdom Physical Palladium is designed to offer security holders a secured, simple, and cost-efficient way to access the palladium market, providing a return equivalent to the movements in the palladium spot price, less the applicable management fee. In comparison, the iShares Silver Trust, for example, says that it offers exposures to the day-to-day movement of the price of silver bullion, and the investment objective of the trust is to reflect generally the performance of the price of silver. As I say, it's a good idea if you're considering investing in one of these to actually go and read the full prospectus for that ETF. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video looking at some precious metals. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button and give us a like, or why not share your thoughts with us on the subject by sending us a message in the comments section. We do read every message we receive there. But that's all for now from me, Peter Martin, and Trading 212. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.